WrestleMania 34. We are so close. It's WrestleMania weekend. Lots to talk about. The Hall of Fame ceremony was last night. That was incredible, by the way. Oh, they did a great job with it. Mark Henry had the speech of the night. Really did. Was incredible. Jeff Jarrett's induction was fun. Ivory, I mean, she looked, oh man. Ivory still looking like a snack, baby. Oh, God. And what I got out of that was nobody has ever proposed or married Ivory? Is the male race that dumb that nobody has wifed Ivory up yet? Really? She's hot, she's crazy, and she's a wrestler. How has she not been married yet? My God. Dudley Boys were good. Goldberg's speech was good. I thought he dragged it a little bit. And the crowd, to me, seemed a little out of it by the time Goldberg got to the podium. But overall, it was good. I still don't get why Paul Heyman inducted him, but okay. It really, there was no real issue why he did it. Hillbilly Jim's speech was good. And we'll talk about that. Again, to me, Mark Henry stole the show. Really, Mark Henry stole the show with one of the best speeches that I've heard since they started the WWE Hall of Fame. And really, it wasn't really only a speech about wrestling. It was a speech about life. And Mark Henry did a tremendous, tremendous job with it. And we always look at Mark Henry as this larger-than-life, tough guy, world's strongest man. To see him on that stage, getting teary-eyed, showing emotion, showing that he is human, and that the world, even the world's strong. So WrestleMania 34 is tomorrow. And while the build-up, and I've said this, while the build-up for the card hasn't been that great, the card itself is pretty loaded. It's a pretty loaded card. Now, there's 13 matches that are currently scheduled officially. And I think we'll have 13. We're not having that 14th match, if you know what I mean. So there are usually 3 matches for the pre-show, and then the rest are on the main card. What I would do, how I would do it, is I would have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, and Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. But what's his name? Mustafa Ali. Kind of butchering that name here. But those, and that's the tournament final for the vacant Cruiserweight Championship. Those should be the 3 matches on the pre-show. Unfortunately, why do I think they're going to put Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax? That shouldn't be. It's for the Raw Women's Heavyweight Championship. That should be on there. I'm sorry. The 3 matches that should be on the pre-show, it's a no-brainer. The 2 Battle Royals and Cedric Alexander versus Ali. You could maybe put Cesaro and Sheamus versus Braun Strowman and whoever his partner is. I think the U.S. title has too much star power to put on the pre-show. I think the IC title match has too much power to put on the pre-show. So it'll be interesting where the WWE heads with the kickoff show, where they'll do it. Again, they've always had 3 matches. Those are what I think the 3 matches should be. Now, we spoke about, and we'll go over the whole card. We spoke about it not being built up enough. One thing that they've been building up so much in the last 4 weeks has been John Cena and The Undertaker. And we spoke about this the other day, where I really do not think that there will be a match with The Undertaker and John Cena. There will not be an actual match. They will not be in the ring with a referee, and the bell's not going to ring. I think there'll be a confrontation. Now, I've heard, there'll be a confrontation and they'll set up for WrestleMania 35. Why would you do that? Really, why would you do that? Cena's going to be a year older. The Undertaker's going to be a year older. Why would you do that? Really, why? It makes no sense. I could see if this was 2 years ago, even maybe last year, where maybe when The Undertaker was leaving, Cena came out telling him not to go, this and that, blah, 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 blah. And Cena wanted him to come back and all that stuff. And they could have built that from last year. They didn't do that. He hung his hat in the middle of the ring and he left. And that was it. You never really heard about him or from him again until Cena started to bring him up around WrestleMania season. And they've been building this up. Where they're going to go with it, I don't know. Do I think that they've been writing it terribly? I think they have. I really do. But to me, to set up a confrontation for 35 makes absolutely no sense with the age of these two. These aren't two young guys. The Undertaker can barely walk anymore. And Cena, listen, he's John Cena, but he's going to be a year older. And you mean to tell me that you're going to have the opportunity to put Cena in a match this year at WrestleMania, but you're not going to do it, and you're going to save him for just a mere confrontation? If you're going to do this to set up an Undertaker versus Cena, then you should have had Cena in a match, have The Undertaker come out and screw him, and then maybe set up something. Even though I wouldn't like it, because I don't want to see The Undertaker really wrestle now. It's been tough to watch Taker for the last couple of years. So to set up something here where you're going to wait another year for him to get in the ring, it makes no sense. It really makes no sense. It would have made sense to have a match in New Orleans and have The Undertaker avenge the loss that he had against Brock Lesnar. Obviously, it's not against Brock Lesnar, but that's the chamber, that's the House of Horrors, really, for The Undertaker in terms of WrestleMania. That was his first loss at WrestleMania. Plus, he lost last year, so he would be out for blood against Cena. But they've been promoting this.